What's up, Builders Club TV Nation? You got Dewan Jones here, your professional stay-at-home dad. Man, I'm excited about this young lady that's come on to the show with us tonight to speak with us, Builders Club TV family. Man, she's got a powerful story. When I found out that she'd be coming on to the show, definitely got excited because definitely want you guys to hear her story, guys. She's an entrepreneur, home business mentor, Forex trader, and she's absolutely making noise in these internet streets, guys. Let me get myself on camera so you guys can see me, family. As always, thank you. Continue to subscribe and tell folks about the Builders Club TV. We're finally doing it. We're here, guys. The word's getting out. People are loving the show. We're just excited about bringing you fire content, guys. We want to continue to bring you the best to ever do it in the home business industry, and that's our promise to you, to bring extreme value. Let's make sure that our good friend is on. We got Afije Baftiri. All right, she's on the show tonight. Afije, can you hear me okay? Let me make sure I get you on camera so the family can see you. Let's see, make sure you're on camera. Oh, here we go. Make sure you. What's up?
Hello.
Afije Baftiri, man. I just like saying that name. I like saying that name. It's
saying it perfect.
Yeah, it's dope. It rolls off the tongue. Afije Baftiri. It sounds like strong, right? We want to thank you for coming on to the show. We're excited to have you. Heard a lot about you. Of course, we've been watching you do your thing out here on the internet. You're helping a lot of people win in this home business industry. So we definitely wanted to have you on the show to hear your story. Thank you again for coming on to the Builders Club TV.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you. I've been excited ever since you invited me. I was like, oh my God, this is my first actual interview, and I'm super excited. I really appreciate you for noticing me on the internet, and yeah. I'm so excited to be here. I really am. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we're excited to have you. It's basically, your efforts, what you've been doing out there online, again, helping a lot of people. We couldn't help but to take notice of what you've been doing. But excited to have you. I want to get into your story because you have a powerful story. And Afije, what we do on the Builders Club TV is we like to get into what we call the Builders Club TV time machine. And what we do is we take it back for the audience and for the family. We want to see what did you do? What happened in your past? What was the breakthrough? Where was the breakthrough point? And what transitions and choices did you make during your path and your journey to success that got you where you are today? So can we go back a little bit and talk to you about your journey?
Absolutely. I'm just, oh man, it's been a long journey. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Off top. But
yeah. Well, take us back. Take us back to the beginning. Take us back to the beginning, and let us know exactly what was life like for you before you discovered the home business industry.
Well, first of all, it comes right from my name. As you see, my name is a little foreign. I was born in Macedonia.
Okay.
Eastern part of Europe.
Oh.
But my father is Albanian and my mother is Egyptian.
Oh.
I grew up in Albania until I was about 16 years old. And we grew up very poor. We didn't have much money. My father was always gone.
Yeah.
My mother had 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls, and the struggle was real. So growing up, I always wanted to make my own money. I always wanted to be entrepreneur.
Yeah.
My mother was a fashion designer.
Oh wow.
So at an age, 4th grade, I was removed from school. I was removed from school so I could help my mom with her fashion. And I raised my little brother, I raised my little sister because we didn't have the money for her to send me to school. So I literally did not finish my 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, or 8th grade. So then when I moved to America, when God blessed me, I ended up going to high school here. I moved to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I know, it's crazy, right?
Iowa. Hey,
Iowa.
I'm from Nebraska, so We used to
Oh,
be
so yes,
neighbors.
you know.
Yeah. Yep.
So I moved
Cornhusker.
to Iowa at the age of 16 with my family, my two siblings. Well, I'm sorry, my three other siblings, two brothers and a sister, and my mom. My father was already in America. He moved us there, and I ended up going to high school. I actually finished high school, but I ended up becoming a young mother at a very young age. I became a mother at 17. By the time I was 24, I had four kids.
Okay. Okay.
I have two boys and two girls. I have a 17, 14, 13, and 11 right now. Gosh.
Awesome.
It was, oh my gosh. So after high school, I ended up going to college for a little bit. I was working for my father. He had restaurants. Both of my parents were entrepreneurs. You know, my mom, fashion designer, my dad, restaurant owner, chef. I worked there. I used to cook. I used to serve. I used to speak no English. I was literally using my hands to communicate as I do now. Like, that's how I learned how to communicate in English, just by really sign language or picking things up like, oh, paper, spoon. Really? I literally felt like at 16 I was starting my life all over again as a baby.
So at 16, you didn't speak English fluently?
Nothing. Wow. I didn't even know how to say hello. I didn't speak no English. Nothing. Zero. Nothing.
You're amazing at it right now.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I speak very well. I'm fluent now, but life wasn't like that when I started.
And English is probably one of the hardest languages to learn, because we have one word of ours probably means 15, 20 different things, right?
Yep. I'm still struggling with it, I'm telling you.
Man.
I'm definitely still struggle. After high school, I ended up going to college, but unfortunately, I didn't finish because I did have four children, and they needed my time. They definitely needed, to be taken care of. I became a mother, so I had to take responsibility for my four children.
Right.
So after high school, I ended up working at a convenience store for 8 years. And literally, this is where it all started. I worked there for 8 years. About 4 years, I started getting paid at $8 an hour.
Wow.
All right, $8 an hour. 4 years later, I got it. My boss came. He's like, "Hey, come to my office. We'll talk about, we're gonna evaluate your pay." Well, we talked, and he's like, "Well, you've been here 4 years. We're gonna give you 15 cents raise, not $15.
Wow.
15 cents. Okay, 15 cents extra in my paycheck, which it didn't even move my paycheck at all.
Man.
It was still the same. But of course, I ended up staying there for another 4 years because I had responsibilities. I had kids, and I really thought that's what you're supposed to do. I thought that you were supposed to have a job, take care of kids, go home, go to work. I really thought that's what life is.
Right, right.
That's what everybody else is doing. And I'm like, I'm in America. I have to adjust to this lifestyle, working, taking care of kids. That was my life. I was with the father of my kids. I was going through a very it was a very abusive relationship.
Okay.
It was rough. About 8 years later, in 2011, I'm not gonna cry on here, okay?
Hey, it's family. It's family.
I think it's important because there's a lot of women that goes through this type of situations.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women out there that being abused every day, and they don't know how to get out of it because they feel stuck. When I tell you I was stuck, I felt like if I left him, I wouldn't know how to take care of my kids. If I left him, I wouldn't succeed. If I left him, my kids would hate me forever.
Wow.
But it was so much more than that. 2011, the father of my kids was very abusive. So DFACS got involved, to take my children away because my kids were very young at the time, and they took my kids. Well, they didn't take my kids away. They pretty much told me to get out of my home, and I wasn't allowed to go back to my home because of the abuse. Whew. And I ended up getting kicked out of my own home from the police and the DFACs, and I was put in the shelter. I was in the shelter for 2 days, and my sister was in Atlanta at the time. I was so miserable. I was crying. I didn't know what to do. Oh gosh,
Wow.
When I tell you, I was like 102 pounds with 4 kids. I was age 28 at the time.
Wow.
Maybe 28 or 27, somewhere around there. I'm just 21 now.
Yeah.
I called my sister. This really started. I called my sister. I said, listen, I gotta get out of here. I can't lose my kids. I can't lose my kids.
Right.
I gotta start fresh. I gotta do something different.
Right.
And I called her. She's like, come on, take your kids. Let's go. I literally left with maybe, I don't know, a full bag of clothes. I wasn't allowed to go to my house because they had boarded my home because he had broke all my windows. I was going through a really bad abusive relationship. And I was stuck in that relationship for almost 12 years.
Jeez.
And you know why? Like
Yeah.
I said just a minute ago, is because I felt stuck. And that's where it is about people now. They feel stuck. They feel like there's nothing better out there. They feel like, well, this is all I know. Nobody can help me, or I can't get farther in my life, or whatever excuse that people have. Well, I'm here to tell you there is better life. There is better, whatever your dreams are, whatever you want, it's out there. You just have to sacrifice. You have to just go for it. You have to take that leap of faith and just go for it. Well, I did that in 2011. I took that leap of faith. Even after that, it wasn't easy. I came to Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta with my sister with 1-bedroom apartment. I was staying in the living room with all my 4 kids, and I'm so grateful for her because I wouldn't have been able to be what I'm at today. I started working job after job, working here. I started modeling just to start to start a new life.
Right.
I was all over the place. I started modeling just to get an extra gig. I started working as a bartender, serving. I've done it all just to make it happen. I probably was more miserable because it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to take care of 4 kids. It wasn't enough to maintain a household. It wasn't enough to maintain a car, bills, and everything that was coming in. It wasn't enough. And when I tell you, I pray to God every night, please, I know you have a breakthrough for me. I know you have a breakthrough for me. I was going through, through my abuse, and I left that behind. His family members started attacking me, for taking the kids away, and it was so much stress for me. It was times like I even told my sister, I can't do this anymore. It really was a time where I thought like, I'm gonna give my kids away. I'm gonna just give them for adoption just to get myself together, because I felt like I wasn't giving them enough. I wasn't giving them what they deserve.
Yeah.
But my sister had been my rock. She's like, no, we're gonna make this. We're gonna do it. But I have friends like, well, maybe you need to give them for adoption. Maybe you need to, you need to give yourself a little break and get yourself on your feet. But it sounded good. Like, okay, maybe I could do that.
Yeah.
But then I would go to sleep and think about it and watch them sleep, and they don't know nothing better. They're innocent. They didn't ask to be here. And I was like, I can't. I can't. It is a way. Is it a way? And about a year later, their father passed away from cancer. He died. So that was it was even though our relationship kind of broke about a year earlier when I moved to Atlanta, but it was still hard. It was hard for myself. It was hard for my children. It was just, gosh, it was rough.
Yeah.
But you know what kept me going is my positivity to myself. my motivation to myself, because I kept praying to God every day. It is a way. If these people are doing it, there's a way. But I kept continuing to work. I kept doing whatever I had to do. I've done jobs you couldn't even imagine just to provide for my kids. It was a time where I literally had ramen noodles to feed them. It was a times I would go without food for 2-3 days just to make sure my kids had some food. Well, I'm not gonna be emotional here, but
it's all right.
It's been a journey that I want to share with people, and that's why I appreciate you for having me on here, because it is a way out of your struggle. It is a way out of whatever pain, struggles, whatever you're going through. There is a way out.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna discover that way until you pave that way. You've got to pave your own way.
That's right.
And I did that. It didn't come easy. I was praying to God every day. I was meditating every single day. About 15. I got laid out from my job because I had my daughter was born very, very premature. She was born 2 pounds 2 ounces.
Wow.
She had a lot of issues with breathing. She was always sick. She's allergic to everything. She's allergic to everything outdoors. So she needed a lot of attention. Well, I got not laid off. I got fired for not being able to make it to work because I had to take care of my daughter. And she was more important than a job. Well, when I got laid off, when they fired me, it was rough to get a job. It was tough. I was literally out there looking. I was applying every day. I was on Indeed.com. I was in everything that you could, anything that you could imagine online to fill an application. I was in there. I didn't have no luck. 2 months later goes, I had no luck. Well, the bills, they don't stop. Whether you're struggling or whatever you got going on, bills don't stop. Well, I ended up losing my home. I became homeless. I couldn't afford it.
Wow.
Then I ended up moving in with a friend of mine. She brought me in with my 4 kids. And I would say about 2 months after that, I met Lorenzo Hoffman. He's an amazing entrepreneur. I met him.
Shout out to Lorenzo Hoffman.
Yeah,
we had him on the show recently. You guys make sure you check out Lorenzo Hoffman on the show. Absolutely an amazing leader. How did you meet Lorenzo Hoffman?
I met him on social media. He reached out to me. And we talked. We talked. But honestly, I'm gonna say this because this is actually very important for whoever is listening to this video. When he introduced me to it, first thing that came out of my mind, I'm not even gonna lie to you, he was just explaining the Forex thing. The first thing I said to myself, it's a scam. That's the first thing I said to myself. I said, this is not real. This is a scam. And I had to mold every excuse you could imagine. But as the time went on, a couple months, and I'm seeing people winning. He added me to a couple of groups, and I'm seeing everybody making money. Such an amazing community, so positive. It took me 4 months to make a decision.
Wow.
And it wasn't that I wasn't ready, because I knew I was ready, but I didn't have the money. I did not have $200 to invest in myself.
Right.
I did not have, and really, honestly, to be honest with you, it really wasn't the money, it was my mindset. Because I kept telling myself that I didn't have it. So 4 months go by, I still didn't have it because I told myself I didn't have it. October the 5th came. It was, do I pay bills or do I make a better life for my kids? Do I pay bills? Do I make better choices for my kids?
Right.
And I said, you know what? This rent's gotta wait. it's gotta wait. I gotta do something for myself. I gotta do something better. This is my calling. This man came into my life for a reason. God sent him to my life for a reason. I called him October the 5th and I said, hey, that opportunity, I'm ready to sign up. I'm ready to sign up today. He's like, all right, I signed up. I started, into the groups. When I tell you I was active, it's one thing to sign up. That's the first step. Mm-hmm. But the second step is you got to pay attention on what did you just get yourself into? Yeah. That's what I was asking myself. What did I get myself into? What is this? I didn't understand no Forex. I had no idea how to make money online. The only thing I really used my social media was, just to post pictures of my kids so my family could see them, I'm still alive.
Right.
Posting a little content here and there, maybe not much.
Let me ask you this. When you first got started in the opportunity, you joined forces with Lorenzo Hoffman, but you were still going through it, right? Life was still what life was, but you had just, gotten started in this new direction, right?
Yep.
What was the experience like for you in the beginning of the process as you begin to learn about this new direction, this new adventure? What was it like for you at the beginning?
Overwhelming, exciting, happy, excitement. I had so much excitement because when I got into the community, it was so much more than just making money. It was so much more than just, you gotta get rich right now. It was so much more than you don't know or people don't believe in you. It was a community of happiness. It was a community of joy. It was a community of mindset. Be powerful mindset. I was so excited. When I tell you, I was listening to Lorenzo, everything he told me to do, and listen to these videos. Okay, I would listen to him like 10, 20 times. Go do this. Okay, I did it. Whatever he asked me to do, I did it.
You were coachable.
Actually, now remember, I had never worked online ever.
Right.
Never. I was into the business for 2 days. I don't even think, actually I would think it was like 24 hours. And I signed up 3 people in the first 24 hours. Okay. I don't know how I did it. I didn't even care how I did it. But the thing is that I did it. Well, when I got that first sign up, I got so excited. I was so happy. I was like, oh my God. So
it's real.
After my third sign up, I ranked up to my first rank, and they welcome me and they congratulate me. And when I see my picture on that little banner that said congratulations, you hit that rank.
That was it.
I went to a whole nother level. I got with Lorenzo like, hey, what do I do next? Like,
so let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's fast forward. Let's hit the fast forward button a little bit, and let's talk about the breakthrough, because obviously, man, your story is amazing. Okay, you got started this new direction. Let's talk about the breakthrough. Emotionally, what was that like once you started to? Because you got your first 3 signups, but then you said, "Hey, I took it to a whole nother level, Dewan." Tell us about that next level experience that you had once you started to see the real breakthrough come in.
Oh my gosh, I felt it. I felt the breakthrough coming from my toes to my hair. Like, I felt it because when Lorenzo's like, it's one thing about bringing people in, but you got to help these people get to the next level as well. And I was like, how can I do that when I don't know? How can I help somebody when I can't really help myself right now? How can I do that? Well, he told me exactly what to do. He's like, you need to change your mindset. And it really where it started. I had never read a book in my life, and except when I moved to America, I was reading the baby books, like green, yellow, purple, spoon, knife, those type of books, okay?
Yeah.
But I had never actually read a book, to sit down and just read a book. And he's like, you got to change your mindset. You got to become the best version of yourself in order to help somebody else. So what I did,
you need to say that. You need to say that one more time. You got to become the best version of yourself.
You got to become the best version of yourself. And that is probably the most biggest statement that he could ever gave me, that it changed my life forever. And then, but after all that, I had to figure out, what does he mean by that? What do I have to do? Well, I went and purchased books. I probably have like 50 plus more now. I start purchasing books, leadership books, mindset books. My first book was See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar, and it's an incredible book. And then my second book after that book was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, amazing book. And that was my breakthrough. Once I started reading, because most of the time my excuses were, I don't speak enough English, or I don't understand English very well, or all these little voices in the head telling you that you can't do something. Well, those were my excuses. Well, when I started reading, it really expanded my mind, expanded my thinking, expanded my vision. I started paving my way to success. And I didn't even know I was doing it, but I was putting time. When I love Forex. It's like, it's not even a job for me. It's a passion. I don't get bored. I don't get sick of it ever. I was so intrigued by it. When I tell you that it was times that I didn't even sleep for 30 hours, 40 hours. I would like literally drink Red Bull after Red Bull, coffee, whatever I had to do. I was like, I gotta get this. I cannot keep bringing people into business. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know how to help them. I don't know. Well, that was my first breakthrough. That was my first breakthrough, is really becoming the best version of myself. Because most of the time, growing up poor, didn't have anything, my mindset was always to worry about the bills, to worry when the next payment, my car note is due, to worry about if my job is going to lay me off or not, worry about if I'm going to make it there on time today or not. Those got eliminated. Now it was to go to the next level. That next level was to learn how to trade. Well, I was in it about 30 days. I started demo. I started, trading. About 60 days into Forex, I went live. I was like, I gotta understand this. I gotta make this work.
Yeah.
So I started trading. About 60 days afterwards, I turned $100 to $600. $600 went to $1,200. $1,200 went to a couple thousand, and it just kept going. And it really wasn't. It wasn't the money. How I made the money was being excited about what I was doing. That was the most amazing feeling, is when you get excited, when you love what you're doing. That was the breakthrough for me. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. But it really wasn't that I was making money. It was that I was changing my mindset.
Right.
Instead of, I was worried about when that next bill was due, instead of me worried about how am I going to pay my bills today or tomorrow, I started focusing on my dreams. I started focusing on my future and what I wanted. I started doing vision boards. I started reading more every single day, meditating, working out, just those things to help me become the best version of myself.
Let's talk about this. I have to switch gears. You about to have the whole Builders Club TV family in tears because of your powerful story. Let me switch gears a
No,
little
I'm
bit.
trying not to cry.
I mean, it's amazing. You've made a lot of sacrifices to get where you are, and I'm pretty sure there's many layers that we still haven't tapped into as it concerns your story. We definitely gotta have you back on the show. But can you tell us, now that you've conquered the mountain, right? You pushed the ball up the hill, and now that ball's starting to roll down the hill. And even if you tried to stop it, you couldn't. Can you tell us what that feeling is like now when you think back over all that you've been through, right? Everything that you've been through. Tell us what it's like today with your children and the lifestyle that you have now.
First thing, it was so well worth it. All those struggles, it was so well worth it. I don't regret any of that. But most of all is I did not quit. I'm gonna say that one more time. Yeah. I did not quit. It was not easy. I can't. If I tell you that it was easy, I would be lying to you straight in your face right now. It was not easy. It was struggling. It was pain. It was tears. It was sleepless nights. I had to literally readjust my whole brain to adjust to a whole nother level. When I'm telling you, when I think back now, and I see the happiness in my kids' lives. I see them so happy. They're so proud of me every single day. When I look back 10, 20 years ago, wow, you know what I think about? I smile every single time because I would take those days all over again. I would take them all over again because it made me the person I am today. It made me the person that you're not gonna quit. You're gonna keep going. I don't care if you go through a million curves. You're gonna keep going. And my mom always used to say, you know, one thing about you, that you have never been a quitter. You've struggled for a long time, but you kept going. But really, that's what kept me going is my kids, is my why. And really, when I look back now, is the reason I'm here is really my why.
Speaking about your kids, I recently saw a post. You posted your kids, and I think you guys were out shopping, and hearing your story. When you talked about feeding your kids ramen noodles, and now you're taking them out shopping. You were just expressing how that feels to be able to take them out and provide for them. That's amazing. I am really impressed by you and inspired by you. I'm going to share your post. I'm going to share your interview here with someone, a gentleman. This morning I saw his post. He posted this morning about being frustrated with his business. He's online. He's trying to figure out the business. He's from another country, and he was talking about his language barrier. He was talking about his mother being, tired working, father not being able to retire. And he was talking about just his overall frustration to the point where he wanted to take his life, right? Yeah, and so I want to share that's why one of the reasons I started this show is for moments like this, someone who's full of passion like yourself, a powerful story. You're going to be able to inspire so many people because you chose, like you said, to not quit. You chose to go through the pain and the fire, not for just yourself, but so that you can be an inspiration for other people. Mm-hmm. Afije, you ain't finna have me getting emotional on my own show. So I'm gonna share your interview with that gentleman, and I hope he watches it, and I hope a lot of people watches this interview because they definitely will be inspired. Will you go ahead and share your social media information, your website, so folks can get in touch with you?
Yes, my Instagram is I am Coach Afije, and then my Facebook is Afije Baftiri. That's my name, and then my website is tradewithafije.com. And I have my YouTube channel as well. It's also just my name, Afije Baftiri. And that's all I have right now. But about the gentleman, when you said, I just want to add a little bit to that. If he does listen to this, when you said about the language barrier, now it's no such thing as barriers. We make those barriers because I did that. I said that to myself over and over and over. I speak multiple languages. I can't do this. My English is not right. I'm not going to be able to understand it. That's only, I hate to say it, but I'm going to be so blunt that it's only an excuse. It's just an excuse, because when you start doing it, when you start just putting action to whatever you're doing, to your business, and just keep growing, it's really not language. It's not the lack of money. It's not the lack of not having it. Whatever your excuses are, those are just excuses, okay? Because if I could do it multiple languages and being a mother of 4, single mother of 4, no help from nobody, because my family don't have it to help me. If I could do it with 4 kids and not having a solid college degree. I've been to college, but I wasn't able to graduate because I had to take care of my responsibility. So remember, there's no such thing as barriers in this life at all. We create those with our mind, because I know the things that I manifested, or the things that I was attracting, it was the barrier because of what I was attracting to my life. You can't think yourself, well, I'm going to have $1 million and then turn around and say, well, how am I going to do that? You can't ask yourself how. Just do it. Once you do it, you can't think of how, because if you think of how, you're not gonna get up tomorrow. If you think to yourself, well, how am I gonna get up tomorrow? Or how am I gonna live tomorrow? You're gonna worry yourself. You're probably gonna die in bed worried about how you're gonna wake up tomorrow. So those are just excuses. And I don't want to be so blunt, but it's so true. It's so true. So true.
Ladies and gentlemen, Builders Club TV family, as y'all can see, Afije Baftiri bringing the real truth to us live and direct. And I want to speak to the young gentleman. You're going to get this video from me. I'm going to send it to you directly, and I hope you watch it. I hope everyone sees this video. I hope a lot of people see this video that needs to be inspired by your story. They definitely will be. Afije, we definitely got to have you back. We have the Builders Club TV live chat series coming. That's where we go live. We allow the audience to become the interviewer instead of myself. They get a chance to speak with a mentor, ask questions about their business, anything they want to talk about. We also have the Builders Club TV presents A Day in the Life, where we're going to have leaders like yourself on. This is going to be the lifestyles of the rich and famous for the network marketing industry, and we just show the lifestyle. We conduct a mini interview, talk to you, you share with us what life is like now after the success. So it's just going to be a lot of fun. We definitely got to have you back. We appreciate you coming on to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. I want to thank you so much. I also want to give a huge shout out to my business partner, my mentors, Lorenzo Hoffman and Suze Valiano. And I want to give a huge shout out to the whole BYOBFX family. You guys are amazing. It's been such an amazing journey. I just want to say one thing. Just give yourself a chance and don't quit, okay? Life is not meant to get rich quick. You're gonna go through struggles, you're gonna go through so many things. Just do not quit.
Don't quit, guys. Y'all heard it here from Afije Baftiri. Builders Club TV family, don't quit. We'll see you next time. Afije Baftiri. Peace.
Thank you so much.